Hi, my name is Gerhard and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today I have the pleasure of meeting with Jeffrey Gitomer. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hi, Gerhard.
So let's talk about how to get to the decision maker.
So I'm going to talk about both sides of that. Number one is how to find that decision maker. And number two, what to say once you get there. Early in my career, I created a question. And that question helped me find decision makers without ever asking anybody who the decision maker was. Whoever I was talking to, during my sales presentation, I would ask like a casual question. By the way, who pulls the trigger? Now, who pulls the trigger is a kind of a direct question that didn't insult the person that I was talking to. I didn't say, are you the decision maker? I didn't say, who is the decision maker? Because those are embarrassing questions. But I asked them kind of a, who pulls the trigger? You don't hurt anybody's feelings. You're just asking for distant information. After I asked that question, I asked an even more important one. And it's even still less pressure. I said, how will this decision be made? Once I find out how the decision is made, for example, the guy says, well, we have a little get-together, we have a meeting once a month, and we put all the proposals on the table, and we pick the best ones that we're going to go with that month. I say, oh, that's great. Then what? The words then what get you all the way through the decision-making process. Well, then we take it to accounting, and there's a budget of, if it's more than $25,000, the CFO has to say okay. I say, well, okay, well then what? Well, if it's more than $50,000, then the CEO has to make the decision. Aha! So the CEO is the guy that pulls the trigger. Unless I'm under $50,000, then it's a CFO. But meanwhile, the guy sitting around the table, they can't decide what color toilet paper to buy unless they go ask their daddy.
So now the big question is, and that's a question of diplomacy, how do you elevate your relationship with the person who pulls the trigger?
That's a very good bridge. What I want to find out is what's going to happen after they take ownership. What are the expected outcomes? Not return on investment. I don't care about that. What are the expected outcomes? What happens after it's delivered? And they may not have anything to do with the decision maker. However, the decision maker is on the line for what happens because he or she is going to get all the feedback and all the pushback. After ownership comes the value of purchase. It's often erroneously referred to as ROI. It's what happens after the customer takes possession and what they're hoping to achieve as a result of it. And once you know that, you're going to be able to find the real decision maker. Until you know it, you'll never find that guy. I'm going to give you a couple of more decision-making finder questions. I may want to ask the person I'm talking to, who do you collaborate with? I may want to ask them, who will be the main user of? Once you have those people, by the way, you ask the person that you're meeting with to introduce you. And you talk to those people about what really happens. Because even if you're meeting with a CFO or a CEO, you can still ask for the meetings with his or her people. And let me push this back at you just a little bit. When somebody comes at you, about how long does it take you to make a decision? About.
Jeffrey, what should be the role of the sales manager to help salespeople internalize what you're teaching?
Well, sales managers are not going to like this answer. Go with your salespeople and show them how it's done. Go on sales calls with your sales guys where they can't get to the decision maker, and you get to that decision maker right in front of them.
Good advice, Jeffrey. Are you getting distracted?
No, hey, Gabrielle, come here for a second. Come here. Come here for 1 second. I want to show Gerhard who the best salesman in the world is. Come here. This is Gabrielle Gitomer. Shut me, dude. Don't be laughing. Don't laughing. What do you think her closing ratio is?
I would say 99.9%.
Who's the best closer in your team? And the answer is a 5-year-old.
All right. Well, thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Gabrielle.
We'll see you next week, same time, same bat station, same bat channel. Whoa. Okie dokie. Whoa. Bye-bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Whoa.